All right, coming up next to our stage, one of our newer UnClubbers. Hey, he's been doing comedy for a while, but he just started recently coming out here on Sunday nights, becoming quickly one of our favorites. Please, a warm welcome for Chris Reed.
Chris! Yeah. Well said.
All right, what up, Ypsilanti? How y'all doing tonight? Yeah, cool. Hey, so quick question. Have you ever been on hold for so long that you forget who you called?
Yes.
Man, I was on hold the other day like forever, right? Finally, the lady comes back on. She's like, I am so sorry for the wait. What's the appointment for? I said, well, I think I need a new prescription for my testosterone pills because I'm still having some trouble getting aroused. And when I do ejaculate, there's barely anything coming out. She was like, oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that, but what are we doing with the Jeep Patriot? Oops. So it's a stressful time in our country right now. Dude, I've been so stressed out, I actually started biting my fingernails again. Yeah, I haven't done that since I was a kid. I used to bite them all the time. My dad put a stop to that, though. He said, boy, next time I catch you biting them fingers, I'm going to stick them in dog shit. Yeah, he did, too. And it worked. Stopped biting them that day. I did feel bad for the dog, though. He cried the whole time my hand was up his ass. Probably should have taken off my class ring first. So I'm a substitute teacher. That's my day job. Yes, they will hire anybody. It's a hard job, man. And these kids, they don't listen to me at all, right? I'll be up there trying to teach, and they're like, it's just ridiculous. So I came up with a plan. I thought, well, most kids these days listen to rap music. So what if I were to rap the assignment instructions to them? And then maybe they'd pay attention. So next day, kids were out of control. So I stood up behind the desk and I was like, yo, you better get out your books and get them out fast or Mr. Reed's gonna whoop that. Principal didn't care for that approach. So I came up with a different strategy. And this is a little classroom management trick that I like to call the stomp, okay? It goes like this. So let's say you're a sub and you're having the worst day ever, right? Like breaking up fights, getting puked on, the whole 9 yards. So you're stressed out and you need a break. Here's what you do. You tell the kids it's time for silent reading. Then you tell them you're going to set a timer on your phone for 15 minutes. During that time, they have to be completely silent. Because if you hear one peep out of them, guess what? You're resetting that timer for a brand new 15 minutes. So you set the timer and they start reading. So let's say, 14 minutes go by. The kids are doing great, but you want more time. Here's what you do. What was that? I am so disappointed. Well, I'm going to have to reset the timer again. Now, you do that 3 or 4 times in a row, you get yourself a nice long break, my friend. And the kids are crazy too, man. I had this little boy come up to me. He was like, Mr. Reed, since your name is Reed, does that mean you love to read? I said, why, yes, I do love to read. And one of my favorite things to read is The Art of Pimping. Keeps my pimp hand strong. Another thing I like to read is the Unabomber's Manifesto. One person can make a difference. And every now and then, I go old school and I throw in some penthouse letters. He's like, letters? You mean like the ABCs? I'm like, more like the double Ds. So my favorite subject to teach is history. Last week I was in 3rd grade and we were learning about World War II. This little girl raised her hand. She was like, Mr. Reed, I don't get it. Like, why did these countries even have to fight? Like, why couldn't they just have a bake-off? I said, well, that's a good point, but Hitler actually tried that.
Too soon.
Yeah, they called him the Berlin Betty Crocker. Too soon? Too soon? Damn. 80 years? All right. So, hey, maybe something y'all can relate to here. So I got those energy-saving light bulbs. What a joke. right? I mean, yeah, they use less energy, but they also barely put out any light. Good thing is, now it's not so bad when my wife asks me to do her with the lights on. That's a joke. My wife's a beautiful woman. Not only is she beautiful, but she's funny too, man. She's got a quick wit. Like yesterday, she rolled her eyes at me. I said, eye rolling is a microaggression. She said, so is your penis. She's not wrong. Hey, so I read that people are actually waiting longer to get married now, which I think is good, because I think you can get married too young. I had a friend, he got married when he was 18. Messed him up. He started blinking a lot. Yeah, him and his wife would come over to visit. They'd sit down on the couch. My friend would be like, I thought it was a nervous tick. Years later, I found out it was Morse code. Yeah, he was saying, help me. She won't let me watch football. And none of us ever picked up on it, though. Poor guy. All right, so here's a random thought. I don't understand this obsession with Chris Hemsworth. You know, the Marvel actor? Yeah. I mean, he's decent looking, but he is not all that. I was actually thinking about him the other day while I was masturbating.
No.
I had a Thorgasm. Which made sense, because in my fantasy, my ass was getting hammered. It was marvelous. You think that's bad? You think that's bad? I'm just playing. You guys seem pretty cool. I feel like I can share this with you. Right? So, and this is something that I don't share with a lot of people, but I am not completely human. Yeah, that's right. I had heart surgery to repair my aortic valve, and now I have one from a pig. Yeah, which is cool because I'm alive, but it's not cool because now when I sweat, I smell like baloney. Yeah. I also have a hard time walking past a mud puddle. I guess you could say I'm into wet brown holes. I'm also on blood thinning medication. Yeah, that's a blast. It weakens my blood vessels, so every time I sneeze, I get a bloody nose. And for an extra fun bonus, I also bleed when I have an orgasm. Yeah, sometimes there's more blood that comes out than anything. And trust me, there is nothing sexy about a load that looks like a crime scene. That's why it's always best if they just take it in the mouth. Why does it taste like pennies? Well, one good thing about being on this medication, though, is now I finally know what it feels like to be a woman. Yeah, last night my wife looked at me, she's like, you want to fool around? I was like, I can't, honey, I'm spotting. All right, that's all I got for you tonight. Thanks for having me, you guys. Thanks for coming out. My name's Chris Reed.
Chris Reed, get him up second so we can chase those kids out of the room.